Well, good morning everybody. It's Drew from Atlantis and we are here. We've got Boley, Brennan and myself here in Allendale, New Jersey. We are going to be converting an existing pond into our 14-foot Patio Falls Deluxe Pondless Waterfall. Situated here is the existing pond right up next to the edge of an existing patio around the pool. So all of this, they are doing a large renovation here to the backyard. All of the patio around here, there was an outdoor kitchen that was ripped out there. That's gonna be rebuilt. Hot tubs getting rebuilt. All of this stonework getting ripped out and replaced. So we have carte blanche to come in here and rip this apart. Now here is an existing pond. Only request from the customer is salvage this tree. So we're gonna dig this out first, wrap it up real good, get as much of that root ball as we can, and then this pond is gonna get ripped out. A couple of obstacles, but not too bad. We're gonna be able to drive all the way around and then right out through the driveway. Again, we don't have to worry about damaging the tiles here because it's all getting ripped out. Our basin will be in this space here, but we do need to rip all of this apart, get that stonework out of here so we can pull the maple, and then from there, start forming where this new feature is gonna fit. Looks like it's another magic carpet ride. Check out, at least they use protection under the liner. But man, you can already see all the root growth on it. Still clean, still dry, so it was holding up, but maybe not for too much longer. What Brennan's doing now, we are marking out for where the new basin for this pondless waterfall is gonna go. So we know that we're gonna use a total of 8 small aqua blocks, plus a vault. So the measurements on the aqua blocks are 26.5 long and 16 inches wide. We're doing 2 rows long ways that way, and then 4 blocks side to side this way. So that gives us about 4.5 by 5.3. So we're gonna excavate a hole that's a generous 5 by 6.5. And then just on the side over here is where that pump vault's gonna be situated. Reason for that is our power outlet is just on the other side of this tree. Power cord we have on the pump is 20 feet, so we need to account for the depth the pump will be down in the vault, plus the run over to the outlet. So these guys are gonna mark this out, throw that soil off to the side and behind it, and I'm actually gonna go run out and get us some more soil so we can build up and start carving in our shelves for all of the different cascades. So, existing patio right here. Aqua blocks, small, 9.5 inches tall. We want the top of that block, once inside our excavation, to be 8 inches below. This way there's room for rock work around the bottom of the waterfall and gravel to make this thing disappear. We're going to be using larger frame rocks to make that lower waterfall here, the final one, into the basin. This way it's above the height of the patio, giving plenty of area around for viewing. So we're going to get this nice and level using our 4-foot level. We'll run it this way and this way. We want it to sit super flat. Once it's leveled off, we can then put in our layer of geotextile underlayment, then our 15 by 25 liner, and then before the blocks sit in that basin, we use a second layer of geotextile or underlayment just as added protection, because I mentioned we're going to be setting some big rocks on here, so we don't want any reason why a hole is made inside that liner within the basin. So it's extra liner to use, or extra fabric we use, but it keeps everything safe and there's no issues of that liner getting punctured. We are close to the end of day one, and let me tell you, this was an eventful day. A lot happened, okay? We started the video off, we showed you that old pond. Big maple tree was right in the middle, waterfall on that side, waterfall where Bowley is, and then a pond that was about 3 foot deep, 12 feet long, 9 feet wide. So that was a big hole to fill. We've already brought in 8.5 yards of very compactable soil sand mix. This way it's easy to work with. You can see as it was coming in here, we backfilled around all of our basin. Once we got the aqua blocks and our vault in, we pulled the liner and fabric all the way up into like a little bit of a burrito, we call it, and then we backfilled all the way around all the edges, carefully not to backfill too much on one side where it would be pushing the blocks over that way or pushing it that way. So you put a little bit in around each side and then you just keep going around and packing it in. This way it locks all those blocks together, keeps them in place, keeps them nice and sturdy from moving around. And then as the soil was brought in, we started to carve in some shelves. This may not be the final shape, but we just wanted to get this in here just to give us an idea. We're gonna flip the liner back tomorrow, start dropping in these rocks, and also bring in some more soil. This way we can build up or cut out whatever the rock's gonna dictate for us as we make our meandering way up to the top. Oh, we got barking dogs. They're excited to see us here, back on day 2 here on this 14-foot pondless waterfall. Brendan is in the corner. He's setting up our transit. This gives us all of our measurements for heights and depths and everything that we need when we're building these cascading waterfalls. So Bowley's ready. All right. And of course, it rained last night. It actually just stopped a few minutes before we rolled up, so the timing of that was perfect. Our soil, however, did get a little bit wet, but that's okay, still workable. We're gonna get right to it, guys. This one is gonna turn out so awesome. Hang around. So we're starting to set our first few stones into the basin and creating the bottommost set of waterfalls in this waterfall system. So it's a lot of trial and error. Put the rock in, set it, maybe turn it, look at it, see what's gonna sit well next to it, and then finding a weir stone. The weir stone is what the water is flowing over. That's your actual waterfall stone. So we need to make sure as we set these stones, the water will sheet off of it as level as possible. This way you get an even flow of water. There are some rocks that have a natural slope or divot to it, which is kind of neat to see the water rush down almost like a slide or a little small pooling area. But what Bowley's working on here is setting a weir stone. See, we've got a couple of these larger frame rocks here in place. He's just trying to figure out what's going to make the most sense and where we should set it in relation to the edge of the patio and how we can build up backwards for the rest of the waterfalls. We want this to really be as impactful of a water feature as we can make it to fit in this space and kind of mesh in and blend in with the rest of the work that's gonna be completed in this backyard to make this totally amazing. What that means is in this space, 14 feet, we have to create a lot of action. So this waterfall is splitting basically the entire way down from where it's gonna start way back there, okay? We're only raising up about 24, maybe 26 inches. So there's not a lot of large drops. So we're making sure that all of these mini cascades are gonna be causing a lot of churning and a lot of noise. As the water is rushing over all these rocks and around and hitting blockers and changing direction and then pooling and then coming forward and then finally ending up down in the basin below. So this really is going to be a very impactful water feature given the layout and just the change in elevation of a small amount of 2 feet. We're gonna have a lot of action packed into here.